Good evening and a hearty welcome to the month of September. Thank you for joining us for this week's final edition of Primetime News. I'm Ishmael Mukvonda. We begin our bulletin with an update from State House, where Clemens Tonis, the owner of Tonis Holding APS and Co., engaged in discussions with President Dr. Hage Geingob regarding potential property acquisition in Namibia. This initiative aims to establish a business specializing in various activities, including butchering, processing, and refining meat from both pigs and other animals. Now, let's delve further into the detail of this discussion in the following insert.
We've ever beef to the United States, only African country. We had it with Europe for all these years. Opened up to China. We don't have enough beef, so to prepare, we have beef, but some are at the limited areas which are out of zones for safety. And we have to clean that up so that we have enough beef to export because people are exporting our beef. To Norway, we are also sending quite good to that. So if you come and join us and perfect it, we have markets already.
Shifting our focus to the Kabango East region. During the official handover ceremony of the newly established Rundu Abattoir on Thursday, Governor Bonifacius Wakudumo emphasized a key challenge faced by the majority of farmers, particularly those situated in rural areas. These regions often feature sandy terrain that hinders the transportation of livestock. The governor underscored the pressing necessity for road development to enable farmers to efficiently transport their livestock to the recently inaugurated Rundu Abattoir. Let's now hear more on this matter.
Yes, we appreciate and we value that we have the very state-of-the-art abattoir here. But how do we transport the animals to be slaughtered there? At the end of the day, we are going to say, no, the people in the two regions, they cannot support the abattoir. Yes, they cannot support if we don't construct roads. Comrade Minister, as a cabinet member, we are calling upon the government of the Republic of Namibia. When we do planning, the National Planning Commission, we should not plan in isolation. Because you cannot put a clinic there without a road. How will the ambulance reach the clinic to transport the patients to the referral hospital? How are we going to transport the cattle from the farmers to the abattoir? Planning is very, very critical.
Turning to an unfolding story, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa conducted a visit to the scene of a devastating apartment block fire, which claimed the lives of 74 individuals, including 12 children, during the overnight hours on Thursday. City authorities have reported that the 5-story building in Johannesburg had been repurposed for illegal accommodation after being abandoned. President Ramaphosa expressed his deep condolences, commented, "This is a tragic event." He described the incident as a compelling wake-up call to initiate efforts aimed at addressing the housing situation within the inner city. Now, let's listen to further remarks from the South African statesman.
And early in the morning, I heard about this tragic event. We are very saddened as government about the passing of so many people here in Johannesburg. This is unprecedented. Johannesburg has never had an incident like this where so many people die as a result of fire in the center of the city. So this is tragic. And some people were saved, up to 49, but it's said that we've lost up to 74 people, and some of them children, who must have died very, very tragically. And this is the type of death that we never wish on anyone. We've got to go to the bottom of what caused this fire and also address from now on. It's a wake-up call for us to begin to address the situation of housing in the inner city. And we need to get on top of this and find effective ways of dealing with problems of accommodation, of housing, and services in the inner city.
Now, turning our attention to the latest developments in Gabon. Following the overthrow of the 55-year Bongo dynasty, the general responsible for this transition is scheduled to be sworn in as the transitional president on Monday, as announced by the army. Simultaneously, the opposition is asserting the victory of its candidate in the weekend elections. In efforts to reassure donors, the military has stated their commitment to respect all commitments, both domestically and internationally. Colonel Ulrich Manfumbi, spokesperson of the new regime, conveyed this message on state television while also emphasizing the gradual implementation of transitional institutions. For more detailed insights into this report, let's explore further.
The swearing-in of General Brice Oligui Nguema will take place at the Constitutional Court, said spokesman, providing the first indication of how the Committee for the Transition and Restoration of Institutions will operate following Wednesday's putsch. But the African Union's Peace and Security Council strongly condemned the coup and said it decided to immediately suspend Gabon until the restoration of constitutional order in the country. Gabon's opposition Alternance 2023 alliance had remained silent since the coup, but on Thursday called on the military leaders to acknowledge its victory in the election. The alliance invited the defense and security forces to the discussion so as to work out the best solution following the vote. Led by University Professor Albert Ondo Osa, Alternance had earlier accused President Ali Bongo Ondimba of fraud and demanded he handed over power without bloodshed. Ondo Osa on Thursday claimed the Bongo clan remained in control and there had not been a coup but a palace revolution. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to the Primetime Biz segment, your dedicated source for the latest business updates and advancements. Our focus now shifts to the energy sector. The Ministry of Mines and Energy, in collaboration with the Northern Regional Electricity Distributor, has introduced a service level agreement as part of the Solar Revolving Fund initiative. Damona Kaganjera now brings us deeper insights into this development.
The executive director in the Ministry of Mines and Energy, Brian Seot, in a statement availed to NAMPA, said the agreement covers the grid connections financing mechanism intended for off-grid communities living in the NORAD licensing areas. He said even though grid infrastructure is available in many rural communities, the connection still requires funds to be made available to procure the required infrastructure. Seot explained that the ministry, through the Solar Revolving Fund, provides financing to the communities living in off-grid areas to enable them to have access to energy services. To achieve this objective, the ministry established strategic alliance with REDS that allows consumers to make use of the available financing program and subsidize, hence the agreement with NORAD.
Now, in a significant update, Ben Nashandi, the executive director in the Office of the Prime Minister, has revealed that projections indicate a concerning trend. It is anticipated that from October 2023 to March 2024, the number of people in Namibia experiencing food insecurity will rise to 695,000, equivalent to 26% of the population. This projection signifies an increase from the approximately 579,000 individuals estimated to be confronting high levels of acute food insecurity, necessitating urgent humanitarian assistance from July to September 2023. Let's now listen to the Executive Director as he elaborates on the reasons behind this concerning statistic.
With the anticipated El Nino, which is really likely to affect us during the forthcoming agricultural season 2023-2024, the situation in the country will still be negatively affected due to more dry and limited rainfall that we are going to experience, and which could also put food security in the country at risk. Therefore, the projected population of 491,000 will be anticipated to be in phase 3 or above during April to June 2024, and therefore would also likely to require assistance during that period. Government would like to reiterate its commitment to ensuring that no Namibian citizen will die as a result of hunger due to these disasters. And it's on this basis that the government, through the Office of the Prime Minister, will roll out a drought relief program to all the affected subsistence farmers in rural areas in all the 14 regions from effective 01 October 2023 until 30 June 2024.
Concluding our highlighted news segment for tonight, our attention now turns to the upcoming weather forecast. Welcome to Sport Planet, your ultimate destination for all the latest and most thrilling sports action. Leading the way in this segment, Manchester City signed Portugal midfielder Matheus Nunes from Wolves in a £53 million deal ahead of the transfer deadline, which ends tonight. Nunes did not train with Wolves earlier this week in a bid to convince the Molineux club to sell him to City after the transfer appeared in danger of collapsing. The 25-year-old finally got his wish to join City after the treble winners approved their offer. He agreed a 5-year contract with City and admitted he can't wait to work with the boss Pep Guardiola. Meanwhile, Chelsea signed England under-21 forward Cole Palmer from Manchester City on Friday in a deal worth an initial €40 million. Palmer agreed a 7-year contract with Chelsea, who have a club option of further 12-month extension and could pay City an extra €2.5 million in add-on clauses. City were keen to keep Palmer, but the size of Chelsea's offer eventually persuaded them to cash in on a rising star who was keen for more regular first-team opportunities. The 21-year-old could make his Chelsea debut on Saturday's Premier League match against Nottingham Forest at Stamford Bridge. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. As we bring tonight's broadcast to a close, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude for your ongoing viewership. Your support means the world to us. Furthermore, we encourage you to actively engage with us by liking, sharing, and sharing your thoughts in the comment section. On behalf of myself, Ishmael Mukvoda, our dedicated team working tirelessly behind the scenes, we wish you a wonderful and blessed weekend ahead. Good night.